Yo, what's up? This is Spit Your Mind on And You Don't Stop right here on WBAI 99.5 FM. With me, I have...
I'm Chuck D. To my immediate left, I have Dr. Dre. And then to Dre's immediate left in the circle, we have the General, the one and only, the Cocoa Brother himself,
Yes.
General Steele.
It's a pleasure and an honor, I must say, sitting amongst greatness.
One half of one of the greatest rap hip-hop groups of all time, Smith & Wesson. You know, one of the first groups ever that got a cease and desist order from a gigantic corporation, you know. But anyway, you know, your other partner, Tech, and you had the solo record coming out, and just a legendary label prototype that I think many people should be able to watch. We got the documentarian in the back who's been doing it, you know, for like 20 years, Cynical, although you're 22 years old, so you've been 2 years old. So, I mean, and hip-hop and being a documentarian is so important, but, you know,
Absolutely.
you got the solo record upcoming. Just tell us about it.
America's Nightmare. It's actually called Part 2 because I put out a mix CD in 04 and decided to re-release the Part 2, which is heavy political messages in there from a street perspective.
Right.
They think that cats from the street don't know what's going on behind them doors.
When you say
in the White House.
they who? Like, who's they nowadays? Because everybody seems they know about something.
From our councilman to our president. You know, from the white collar guy on the street to the police that's watching the streets.
Wow.
Cats out here in the streets got knowledge itself. It might be the next spook who sat by the door. You never know.
Right, and you know, you in general, the general is connecting the dots, right?
Absolutely, I have to, man. I'm bridging the gap with the company Bucktown. The monument is the bridge, so I feel responsible and obligated to bridge the gap between the elders, the ones that I got lessons from, and the ones that's in the middle that's just stirring around, like Dre said, that's looking for that Roman culture. If it bleeds, it leads. They want that blood. We all gladiators, and it's gladiator sport, but we gotta, you know, soldier up, man up, boss up.
You feel that there was a generation before you that fell off in its responsibility to be able to tell the younger heads, you know, exactly maybe a better road? I mean, what created that gap?
Well, as far as the hip hop, man, I think the ones before me did an excellent job. I think that once cats figured out it was this illusionary pot of gold, this is what they tell a lot of young artists coming from the hood. They don't have much, so you start giving them a little bit of money, putting them in front of them things they see on TV. You send a limousine to their house, and you know these things. It's like the Cinderella theory. And you stop thinking about the fight the powers. You stop thinking about 911 as a joke. You stop thinking about F the police. You stop thinking about the things that plague you in your neighborhood, and you stop communicating with the people that are around you, and you start reaching for them things. Again, going back to what the great Dr. Dre said. The great Dr. Dre mentioned that we consumers now. We don't even want nothing, but we just want for one.
I think the fact that we fell into it, not just the American nightmare, but the idea of what the American dream was about.
You know, people are saying, well, now we're in the singles marketplace again, and you go online, you get a single one song at a time. But is it a fact, since you have an album coming out, you know, Steele, that an album can actually afford you a more rounded approach about yourself, where you can have a cut like Young, Gifted, and Black, like Big Daddy Kane, and then cover the other aspects of yourself? But is it very difficult to do that in one song, though?
Well, I mean, it's on the person that's creating. I think that you gotta have faith in what you create and the message that you're delivering. And if you're just coming to the party, then get your cup ready and order your drink and blend in. But if you're having something to say, believe that there's a forum for it.
And hopefully we're trying to introduce to the world that rappers could spit their minds as well as spitting the lyrics, as well as spitting the performances, whatever, because they never ever hear this genre really say what it really wants to say, or say what it thinks. This is the And You Don't Stop Spit Your Mind segment, WBAI 99.5. I'm your man Chuck D. And definitely this is a hot, just a hot panel. Dr. Dre, we have Steele from Smith & Wesson out with, the American Nightmare new album coming up on Black History Month.
Yes, sir.
Which is every month to us.
It's amazing that they give you a month, but it's the shortest month of the year.
It was Negro History Week where Carter G. Woodson had to fight for that. And what's the sleeping giant now? And I'm gonna move these topics on in these next 15 minutes because we could have the 100-foot verse of a show. This is Spit Your Mind. But what's the sleeping giant now?
What
whatever
That's
comes
a
along
sleeping
right
giant.
now, whatever comes along right now to challenge hip hop,
You know,
as it's called, it's gonna be the one. Because hip hop was always anti whatever was popular.
Right.
if you are sitting waiting for the Tooth Fairy to come,
Right.
you know what I mean? You might really start believing it. If you're sitting thinking that Santa Claus is real, if you still promoting these ideals, then we all just gonna promote it. We all gonna fall in suit. It's never gonna be a change until somebody says, if one person, like my album called America's Nightmare, and the topics that I'm talking about on there, I know no radio station ain't gonna want to play that. I don't got songs for people that want to dance. It's no dancing on there.
But that's what the genuineness. That's what the genuineness of what rap music started out to be. It wasn't about trying to get on the radio station. It was about trying to get to the people. The reason we went out to the parks and we played in the parks and we DJ'd in the parks the way we did, and the MCs came on the microphones the way they did, is because we knew we couldn't get that same allowance based on going into the VFW hall or going into the American Legions. So we decided to create our own genre, our own porthole, and say we're going to talk to the people this way.
How far do we follow this template? For example, I'm going to really get out of my head for a second. I mean, we follow a template. We say, all right, I'm not making something for the radio, but you're making what is called considered a song, which is. But I'm just like saying you're making a song between 3 and 5 minutes usually, which says that you're going to try to make a song for the radio. When does a template change, or just going outside the box?
I think it's like Juice said. It's not even. I'm not making a song for the radio. I'm making a song for the people. I'm trying to express to the people that what we forgot about is us. We turn on the radio for our information instead of talking to the older head that's sitting on the bench. This is what we see in our community. Everything that we can hear and see on television is going on in front of us. So the sleeping giant is me. It's me taking responsibility and speaking up for the people I love, which is myself and my loved ones and people like myself. And other brothers like KDs, like you, like Dre, like Juice, like Haku, and just going at it and never stopping, because hopefully we can become an Obama. Like KD's, I knew him since 2nd grade, and since 2nd grade he wanted to be a lawyer. And that's one of the brothers that I'm like, yo, if a brother say he wanted to be something, it's possible that if he worked, he can be that.
But the thing, what was the strength of what you did is that I respect is that you actually backed him up for doing that, and that's what we're not doing. That's as young men that we have to teach our young men.
General Steele,
yes,
tell us about the album, when it's coming out, contact information, so everybody can stay locked.
The album, America's Nightmare Part 2, Children of War. It's dropping February 23rd. Bucktown USA Entertainment / Duck Down. You can join the social network, my.bucktownusa.com. You go right to the website, bucktownusa.com. My partner Cynical has a film she's working on as accompanying the album called We the People. That should be an interesting read. We just basically got a list of questions that we ask people. Like, it's kind of like Spit Your Mind. You know,
Okay,
it's
cool.
just seeing the different views of individuals. And just stay tuned. Smith & Wesson album coming in the summer, baby.
And also stay tuned to the greatest hip hop label ever, Duck Down.
You heard it.
Tell Buck I said what's up,
I
man.
will
And also check as well.
Yes.